Yes, everything that you need to know about motor insurance is what we're going to be discussing today. And when I say we, well, it's not just Joy in the studio. I have with me Emmanuella Fawole. She is from AXA Mansard. Welcome, Emmanuella.
Thank you. Good evening.
Emmanuella is very soft-spoken. And, you know what, Lagos, I'm not going to go further, but I'll just leave it at that. All right, so Emmanuel will be telling us all that we need to know about motor insurance and, the things that you need to put in proper perspective when it is you're trying to get that insurance for your car. All right, so let's even start off with the regular ones that people, or at least some people, know about, and that is... the third party and then comprehensive motor insurance. But let's even start with the third party. What exactly is third party? And then you also let us know what comprehensive motor insurance is and how do they differ?
All right, thank you. So that's a great question. A lot of people are also confused about the difference.
Right.
So basically, the third-party insurance is the basic level of insurance required by law in many places, as well as in Nigeria.
Right.
Driving on the road without as little as a third-party insurance, has consequences. Now, what does the third-party insurance do? It covers you against damages or injuries done to other people,
right,
their properties, or their own vehicles. But a third-party insurance will not cover your own vehicle if you were ever in, an unfortunate situation. Now, for the comprehensive insurance, on the other hand, it is, an all-in-one package.
Mm-hmm.
It includes what is obtainable on a third-party insurance, and it also gives you protection against a wide range of other risks. We're talking about fire damage to your vehicle, theft of your vehicle, vandalism. We're talking about collision with another vehicle. It covers you against all of these other, circumstances or unfortunate events if you were ever in one. So that's basically the difference, yes.
Okay, that's actually good to know. But based on these differences, right, so what should a driver actually consider when trying to choose the right type of coverage for their situation? Is it the money? Is it the coverage? What exactly should they be looking out for?
Well, you can take out the financial part of it. So yes, definitely the money. But again, there are a lot of other key factors you should be thinking about if you're trying to decide on the kind of insurance to get.
Right.
We're talking about the value of your vehicle. So if you're driving a high-end vehicle or a high-valued vehicle, which is the case today, by the way, we've seen the prices of vehicles skyrocket at over 100%. And on some brands, even more. So everybody is pampering the vehicle that they have today. So like if you're driving, the value of your vehicle is something to consider. You also want to consider the kind of environment that you're driving. If you're driving in an environment with very high traffic situation, your risk of getting into a collision is, of course, much higher. Then you want to also look at the crime rates. Is your car open to vandalism? Would you park your car on the street and wake up in the morning with your brain box gone? Would your, glass be broken by the time you wake up in the morning? You also want to look at the, weather condition. Do you live in an area prone to flood? Because the comprehensive insurance will cover you against flood damage. So if these are peculiar to you, to your situation, of course, you want to be thinking about a comprehensive insurance. Now, and the final thing you want to think about is, of course, the budgets, right? How much are you willing to place on your peace of mind?
We finally touch on the money.
How much do you want to place on your peace of mind?
Right.
So the comprehensive insurance, of course, is way more expensive than the third-party insurance. So it's really about balancing the kind of cover you want and how much you're willing to pay for it.
Okay, I like that. Just figure out what is important to you and then go with it, or as they say, run with it. But at the end of the day, just make sure that you're getting the right insurance for you and your car. But what are the benefits and drawbacks of opting for a third-party insurance compared to the comprehensive coverage? I know you've just mentioned a few, but what other things could be like a major drawback?
So on the third-party insurance, the major drawback is, should you ever find yourself in an unfortunate situation where you've collided with another vehicle, provided that you are at fault in this situation, your insurance would only cover for the repairs or damages done to the third-party person. You're literally out of luck when it comes to, the damages on your own vehicle. You do not have any protection, no financial protection in that aspect.
Right.
the benefit, of course, is it is more affordable, it's cheaper, and by law, you are protected to drive on the road, of course, yeah. But the comprehensive insurance is way more expensive, right? I think that is the only drawback on, the comprehensive insurance, the costs of the comprehensive insurance. But when you look at the benefits, it is mind-blowing. I mean, I've mentioned it covers you against theft, against fire damage, against flood damage. All of these things, nobody prays for them, but when they do happen, you're financially covered in those areas.
That can actually be an inconvenience, just having to think about, like when, sometime earlier this year, when a lot of cars were submerged in the flooding. No, well, some people were mechanics were smiling to the bank, but
of course, yeah.
If you're covered, you know that you wouldn't have to pay out of pocket more or less for those kind of repairs. But now let's even look at the comprehensive now, right?
Yes.
So you have mentioned theft and vandalism to a car for those who have a comprehensive package. How does that actually work?
Okay, good. So the comprehensive insurance is already designed to give you peace of mind, really.
Right.
Now, a lot of insurance covers would always come with a free installation of a free tracker on your vehicle.
Okay.
If you're buying a comprehensive insurance. Now, in a case where your car has been stolen, you have a tracker on it, meaning there's a possibility that your car can be found.
Yes.
Now, in a case where your car is not found, your insurance then steps in and covers you for the replacement of that vehicle. Right. And in a case where it has been found and there are damages done, your insurance would also cover you for the repair of those damages. And the same thing applies to vandalism. If your car is vandalized anywhere, for the cost of the repairs done or for the damages done to your vehicle, your insurance also covers that.
That's actually great to know. So, hey, it's not out of pocket that I'm having to pay for those things. So obviously, there are certain things I have done to warrant it being covered. Yes. So now let's talk about the financial implications of selecting a comprehensive insurance. What does it look like?
Oh, well, of course, I mean, good things don't come for free, right? So, the premium for a comprehensive insurance, like I've said, is higher. So in Nigeria, by law, the fixed price for a third-party insurance on private motor is 15,000 naira. And that covers you for third-party property damage as well as third-party bodily injury or deaths done to, anybody on the road. Right. But the comprehensive insurance, by law, again, is a minimum of 5% of the value of your vehicle after all rebates and discounts. So if you're driving a 50 million naira vehicle, for instance, and your premium is at 5% of that, we're talking about 2.5 million naira in premium for a year. But that is the expense you pay upfront.
Right.
But then you think about what happens when you ever do have to make a claim. Ooh. Now that financial aspect or that financial burden is taken away from you. So the financial implication really is the amount you have to pay upfront in acquiring that peace of mind and protection.
Now, peace of mind is not relative. It is important. So don't look at it like, oh, okay, I just had that. I have to pay 2.5. Just think about that peace of mind. It is important. And then you don't have to ever worry. Okay, that out of the way. So now that we're talking about this, how might a driver's location or typical driving conditions influence their choice of coverage?
Okay, thank you. Like I mentioned earlier, these are one of the key factors you want to consider or you want to think about when you're trying to decide between which of the insurances to purchase. Right. So if you live in, the eyebrow area of Lagos, for example, where you have low crime rates, again, you do not frequently drive your car on the road, you may want to consider maybe a third party. Okay. But if you live in maybe a low crime rate or a high crime rate, really, and you're on the road every day, right, you also want to look at the traffic situation in your area or where you drive. If you drive in an area with high traffic, right, you're at an higher risk of getting involved in an accident, regardless of whether it is your fault or the fault of the other party. Again, even in case where it's the fault of the other party, we've seen cases of hit and run where you cannot even hold the other person.
Right.
And then again, because you are comprehensively insured, your insurance policy will cover damages to your vehicle, whether the third party is present or not. So you also want to look at the weather condition. If you live in areas that are prone to flood, when there is, a downpour, your third party, of course, will not give you flood cover, but your comprehensive insurance would give you flood cover. In areas of crime rate, if your vehicle is vandalized, the repairs are also covered by your insurance.
That's actually great stuff. Are there other additional features or add-ons available with comprehensive insurance that might influence a driver's decision making when trying to get one?
Oh yeah, they're very interesting. They're very interesting benefits. Like I mentioned, the free tracker is one of them. We also offer you towing limits, meaning if your car is immovable at the point of an accident, you get a towing vehicle to tow it either to the repair, garage or to your house. Your insurance has allowances for that. You also have medical expense to the insured. If you're in an accident and you have to go to the hospital, you have medical expenses on that. You also have, of course, the thefts cover, the fire cover, and a lot of other perks that comes with it. Also, courtesy vehicle. If your vehicle is at the repair garage and you cannot drive,
I will not have to be commuting.
Of course, there are courtesy vehicles that are also, provided for you to drive around until your vehicle is ready. Of course, for a limited number of days, terms and conditions also apply in these cases. But these are some of the other additional benefits that you get when you buy comprehensive insurance.
Nice. Okay, so how does one get, on the spot quotes for any of the plans for their various kinds of cars?
Thank God for technology. It's really easy now, very straightforward to get, insurance quotations. So you just go to the website of the insurance company of choice. So you go to AXA, for example, www.axa.com. You can put in the details of your vehicle and other, details required from you, and instantly you get a quote. You can also call the insurance company. You speak to a sales agent who would put you through and also advise on the kind of insurance that you should get and help you in purchasing, an insurance policy. It's
that
pretty
easy.
Yeah, very easy.
It's not anything that would make you rack your brain
at all.
That is important and very helpful. And I'm sure that anyone who hasn't gotten insurance now, especially for their cars, will do the needful.
They should.
But thank you so much for sharing all that insight this evening, Emmanuella. I trust you will have yourself a good evening.
I will.
And a great weekend.
I will. Thank you, and you too.
All right, Lagos, thank you so much for, sharing, for joining on the AXA Mansard Safe Cruise. It actually comes your way Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. However, to gain more insight on the insurance or how you can get AXA insurance, well, you can reach out to them on their website, that is www.axamansard.com, or call toll free their phone line, which is 0700 AXA Mansard. However, if you're social and you want to reach out to them, well, on Facebook, X, and LinkedIn, it is AXA at AXA Mansard, but on Instagram, it is at AXA Mansard _. Well, that is AXA Mansard Safe Cruise for the week. Join me on Monday where we'll get into something very interesting. But in the meantime, Lagos, don't go nowhere. Stay tuned to Smooth 98.1.
AXA Mansard Safe Cruise. Brought to you by AXA Mansard Insurance PLC. AXA, know you can.